Good evening, everybody. My name is Bobby Craft, and today we're doing another one of our RWS or Real World Series locomotives. And I figured we would just continue on and build Henry. So let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be building Henry from the rails up. So we're going to start with our bogies, and we want to choose a standard size bogie. Place that down. Our next thing is going to be out of the extended bogies mod. We're going to go ahead and grab the, let's see, the long 060 driver, and we're going to place that right there. So if you see that, we counted back from where the blue starts. We're going to go back 1, 2, 3, and we're going to place that guy down. To make our bogie bigger, we're going to right click the green part of the rail. That's going to turn us around, but never fear. You're going to come up to the bogie and you're going to wait until it says bogie rotated. And then, so once it says bogie rotated once, you're going to click 2 more times. Boom, boom. And then once you place the locomotive from build mode back into assembled mode, it will never flip again. It's a really cool thing that I've discovered recently, and I'm trying to tell everybody because I think it's pretty neat. All right, next thing we're going to do is we are going to place down a copycat slab. And you know what, actually, we're going to actually grab some girders first because those look pretty cool. Now, the basis for this locomotive was, the locomotive was originally built by my friend Teacup. This was built originally as a Black 5 in his railway regalia, whatever you want to call it, that sort of thing. But he gave me permission to turn this into Henry, and turn it into Henry rather. So what I did was I kind of just took it apart and did my own thing. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We want to go ahead and place that. Well, we'll worry about that in a second, but we've got our girders placed down. Next thing we want to do is we want to run a row of copycat slabs all the way across here, and there will be a reason that we're doing that, which will reveal itself momentarily. Okay, and what we want to do once we have our copycat slabs down is we want to go ahead and, oh, actually we want to remove that guy. Once we have our copycat slabs down all the way up to this bogie here, we're going to place a chute on top of that bogie there. Alright, now for the fun bits. We're going to grab a hold of the copper wrapped Locometal and the lime Locometal smoke box. And what we're doing with this is we're going to place down everywhere that there needs to be the copper wrapped lime Locometal. And we're going to place down everywhere that we need to have the smoke box. And that's going to be how we design and do our character here. Next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to place about 1,000,000 of these copycat bytes. And the reason will reveal itself shortly once we start coloring in the rest of the locomotive. But essentially, we're going to just place down a bunch of these copycat bytes, and I will be right back with those placed. Alright, now that we have all of our copycat bytes placed, let's just take a recap of what we did here. So we started with our front standard bogie. We placed a chute on top of it. Then we ran all the way back through here, and we placed down our 060 large bogie from the extended bogies mod. On top of that bogie, we placed down copycat slabs all the way up to that chute that we placed 2 copycat slabs backwards. Underneath those slabs, we did run the girders from the front of the from the front of the back bogie to the back of the front bogie, if that makes sense. And then we did end up placing 2 girders on the back of the back bogie. From there, we're going to start laying our foundations for our cab. So we're going to look at this back girder here, and we're going to place down a deep slate tile. 1 on the girder, and then 2 on either side of that. And then we're going to place down 3 more of those slabs like so. we're gonna grab hold of a deep slate block, and we're gonna place those deep slate blocks like that, and one slab in the middle. From there, we are gonna go ahead and grab, we need that slab back. We're gonna go ahead and grab some ladders, and we're gonna place the ladder of your choice. Again, this is your locomotive, do whatever you want. I'm gonna use industrial iron ladders because I think they look cool against the deep slate. And you can use whatever colors you want. You don't have to make this into Henry. You could literally make this all black and or all purple or pink or blue, whatever you want. This is your locomotive. Make it so. All right. From there, we're just gonna go ahead and finish filling in our cab, and we're gonna grab hold of a train control, place those on the front side here front side of our cab to cover up those wheels that were there. We're gonna grab 2 seats, place those down right there. And then we have the basic foundation of our cab, as well as the basic foundation of our locomotive set. So what we can do as well is we can place down our 3 slabs that will go into the tender. And then we can go ahead and grab our 2 train controls, so that way if you and your friend are sitting in the cab here for Henry, you can do the forward and then turn around and do the backward, or your friend can do the forward and you do the backward. Either way, you know, it's designed for 2 people. It's designed to be cool. It's also, you can do it as 1 person. You don't have to have 2 people, so it's entirely up to you. What we're gonna do though is, since we're here and we're working our way through from the ground up the entire locomotive, we're gonna place down 7, I believe that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 in total for the tender. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's the basic foundation for our tender as well. Next thing we want to do is we might as well place our wheels down. And this is actually a really neat trick. So we're going to grab the single axle, and we want to do the, where is it? The medium trailing all the way at the bottom. I believe that is an extended bogies. Bogey, I should say. It's an extended bogies bogey. And you know what? That's a little bit bigger, I think. Is that a little bit bigger? I can't tell. Is that a little bigger? You know what? It's fine. It's fine even if it is. Then we're gonna grab our double axle, and we want to do the medium trailing as well for the double axle, and we're gonna place that sucker right there. That's gonna give the effect of a larger triple axle. And, you know, just don't pay attention to the gap in between them there. Next thing that we want to do for our tender is we want to go ahead and grab some tile, deep slate tile stairs. And we're actually, since I'm a knucklehead and I forgot that that's what we were doing, I'm actually going to replace these outer sides with those deep slate tiles. And actually, this brings up a good point. A lot of you have been asking how to get rid of this menu that pops up accidentally sometimes. The default is the Z, but it's also the default for a lot of things. So your default button for that is Z, and it gets rid of it. There you go. Now you know. Perfect. Let's go ahead and clear out our palette a little bit here. And what we're gonna do now is we're going to grab hold of the lime slashed loco metal, place that in our offhand, and we're going to place down a row of the copycat half panels and completely destroy something in the process. Why not? We're going to place down our 2 rows here of the lime slashed loco metal half panels, and then we have our next thing that we need here is we're going to grab the red slash silicone metal, place that in our offhand, and we're gonna do the same thing here. Run down along either side of your Henry, placing down your border. And the reason that we're not continuing with the front of Henry or anything yet is because it's important to establish these borders so that way you know what you're looking at, and it helps you when you're leaving things uncolored as such, and it's going to help you in the long run. So building from the ground up and applying yourself borders is going to help out in the long run. Perfect. So from here we actually are going to start the front of Henry. So we're going to shift right click a block of the lime copper wrapped lime locomotive or locometal on either side of that bogie, and then that's going to provide us a base point for our pilot. So we want to also extend forward by 4 bytes over top of that those 2 blocks that we just placed. And then we want to go ahead and place down 4 rows of the copycat bytes, so 2 blocks worth onto the front here. That's going to provide us with our front shape for Henry. And then let's just go ahead and place down our borders again, just to help get things where they need to be. Perfect. Alright, from here, what we want to do is we are going to place down a bunch of temporary blocks inside of our tender. And there is going to be a reason that we're placing down these temporary blocks that I will show you in a minute once we have them all placed. So fill up your tender with those temporary blocks, and what we're going to do is actually run a couple of them over top there, just so, you know, just because why not? We're going to grab hold of the copycat headstock, the copycat board, and the copycat panel. Perfect. So our copycat headstock, first of all, is going to go right there, and then a copycat panel. Same thing back here, headstock, panel. One more time, and one more time. Excellent. Now we're going to take our copycat boards. We're going to run those boards all along our temporary blocks here. Perfect. All right. Now what we want to do on the back inside here is we want to go ahead and replace those blocks like so with just 3 green and then some copycat blocks or copycat slabs on top of that. You can texture the back of your locomotive however you want. I'm choosing to do that to keep in line with how the back of the tender originally looked with the or when it was a Black 5, I should say. So because again, this model is very heavily inspired off of my friend Teacup's design. And Teacup, if you remember, is also the person that designed the original version of our RWS Thomas, and graciously allowed me to make a video of that after I had changed quite a bit of his build. So there we go. We have our insides textured. We have our back. We're going to utilize in the Project Bubdor mod pack. We're going to utilize the Ultimine and just get rid of all those temporary blocks, like so. And then what we're going to do is listen to the boy bark, because, you know, why not? He's gonna be a pup, and he's gonna bark like a pup. because yeah, he's a little turkey sometimes. So there we go. We have our local metal smoke box placed down, and we're gonna go ahead and place down that guy. And you know what? We probably could have left some of those temporary blocks in there because this is gonna make things easier once we place down our layers for the coal. But hey, this is Bubbycraft. We don't do things easy. So we're gonna place down another couple temporary blocks and then place down 3 boards like that. On the inside of our tender for our boards, we're just gonna fill those in. Again, you can use whatever color green you want. I'm choosing to do the flat line riveted local metal. And then there you go. That's basically the tender done right there. If you're curious what these were polished blackstone buttons, and I just put a ladder back there. Next thing we can do is we can go ahead and put on our copycat buffers and our copycat coupler. We're gonna fill those in like so, and then don't forget your red dye, because we really want to make sure that the buffers and everything are red and matching, just like our Thomas characters. So there we go. That's our tender complete. The only other thing that you can do is you can place down some copycat layers, you know, just filled with the coal block however you want, and then just boop in some different designs and shapes and all that fun stuff, and you'll have yourself a really cool tender filled with coal. Now once you hit if you feel like you've gone to, once you hit the full block level of the copycat layer, it will actually just start placing them on top of that, so giving you kind of a larger block of coal feeling or look, whatever. And that is just something that you can do. Excellent. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to grab a copycat panel, clear out our palette just a little bit here. So we want to grab ourselves a copycat panel, and then we're going to grab a copycat slice, and then we're going to do the copycat half layer as well as a copycat slab. And what we're going to do is we're going to build Henry's cap. And apologies, we also need the copycat layer. And there we go. So we're going to build Henry's cap now. We're going to start by placing down a temporary panel and then clicking ourselves up a couple of panels on either side. Temporary panel and placing down 4. Excellent. Next thing that we want to do is, you know, it's going to be easier to do this while these are colored. So we're going to go ahead and place down the lime slashed local metal on the frontmost copycat panels. And then we're going to place in our, what is this, oak windows on the windows, and then our copper wrapped local metal on the side of the cap. Perfect. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab a copycat layer, place that down temporarily, and then go ahead and place down your layers just to give yourself a roof. My goodness. These things are such a pain to place down. There we go. So we've got our 4-block roof here, and again, we're gonna do our standard 2 on the outside. Actually, I think that's 3. We're gonna do 3 on the outside, 5 in the middle, and then 3 on the outside. Perfect. Now, we're gonna go ahead and fill in 1 more on the back side here, and we'll grab our copycat half layer, and we'll grab our copycat half, there we go, And our half layer is going to make our roof extension. And it's going to make it look pretty neat. I'm going to fill these in with deep slate tiles because I really like the way the roof looks. With the deep slate tiles, you can do whatever color you want. And we're going to add a couple of copycat slices on either side here. And there you go. You now have a cab for your Henry. Perfect. But you know, honestly, you could just go ahead and, you know, drive your Henry. Hey, that looks great, you know, why not? But that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually make something neat out of our base that we have here. First thing that we wanna do is we wanna grab a copycat bite. We wanna grab a copycat slab, just in case. And we, oh, not just in case, but it is part of the deal here. We want to grab a copycat half panel, and we want to grab a copycat stair. We also want to grab a copycat... I think we need a headstock, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh no, you know what? We don't need a headstock. Perfect. Oh, we need the copycat pressure plate. And we'll just do, sure, copycat stone pressure plate, why not? And then let's do a fluid tank and a whistle. Excellent. Oh, and you know what? I guess we can grab a copycat step as well. Why not? What we want to do first is take our copy. Oh, you know, actually, hold on. Hold the phone here. Hold the phone. Set that down. We want to grab our copycat, I'm sorry, we want to grab our light gray local metal, and at this time you can fill in all of these little bites if you choose to, or if you were impatient and you didn't want to wait and you saw that this was the light gray local metal and you already put down, you did this trick like we did before, where you put the block in your offhand and then just put the color as you went. You can definitely do that. You could have already done that, whatever. But there was a reason that we were waiting, and that was just to kind of show you that, you know, that we're building from the ground up and kind of just taking our time and that sort of thing. So we're gonna go ahead and fill in all of these like so. I am forgetting the blast furnace. And the blast furnace goes right here. And then the fluid tank goes right there with your whistle on top of it. Excellent. We can take those blocks out of our inventory. And did I actually make this bigger, or did I put the blast or the whistle? How did I do this? You know what? I think I went like this. No. Let's do this. And then we need a fluid tank. Like that. Yeah. And then the whistle on top of it, so it just sort of sticks out. And then we made it the biggest one, just so it fills in that space and it gives you the deeper, throatier whistle. Okay. Perfect. Get rid of our whistle. Oh, and accidentally get rid of our step at the same time. Alright. Perfect. So we want to go ahead and grab hold of our copycat bite. And we're going to place the copycat bites down in an L shape, run along the side of our whistle here. From there, we're going to fill those in with the lime-slashed local metal. So again, you can do that trick where you place the color on your offhand and just run another L shape on the other side. Wonderful. Next thing that we want to do is, again, keep the lime shape in your offhand. We're going to place down 2 of these copycat slabs, like so, and then 2 copycat steps, and take a copycat slab, and there we go, Bob's your uncle. The interior of our cab is going to be, what's that? Oh, that's just a piece of lime slash local metal. Okay. Apparently I just did that. And we want to grab a couple of copycat panels. And then we're going to place our copycat panels on either side. Now, one thing that you can do just to kind of spice things up a little bit instead of having a plain old green is you can just put a piece of that regular local metal on the inside there, and that's going to make your boiler pop a little bit more. I don't know, it's just something you can do. It seems pretty cool, so that's what we'll do. We can also go ahead and place down a couple of copycat half panels, and if these were the copycat, if these were the cool things that let you do the amazing stuff, no, we're not gonna do that. If this was the, what is it? Copycat half layers, if we could do copycat half layers on either side there and do like local metal there and then the windows on the open spots, that would be so cool. But as of this video recording, it does not work like that. So there we go. Our cab interior is now officially finished. Oh, one major thing that we're missing on the outside here is our trim along the bottom side of the cab. And let's go ahead and just fill in our trim. You can choose to leave it black. That actually looked kind of cool. So if you wanted to do that, you could do that. That is just a thing you can do. Alright, next thing that we want to do is we are going to now come back into our copycats that we placed, and we are going to remove these 5 copycats. This was just a base or a temporary block just to kind of let you know what we were doing. So we want to place down our copycat bite, followed by our copycat, or sorry, our, geez, not a copycat bite. We want to place down our lime copper wrap local metal, followed by our lime local metal smoke box, followed by that. Just rinse and repeat all the way down to the chute. From there, we're going to go ahead and just repeat that process one more time with those full blocks to fill that in again. And then we're going to place in our offhand copper, or the copper wrapped, and place down slabs on either side there. And then we're going to just place down the regular slabs, not filled. And if we were to go ahead and put this in our offhand and do that, it would just do that. So it's not quicker, in my opinion. We're just going to place those empty and click them until the smoke box is facing forward. So again, we're making the texture face front, like so. And then we're gonna do the copycat slabs again on the top. And there we go. Our next step that we want to do is we want to place a full block of the lime local metal smoke box and a backwards facing copycat stair. We're gonna fill that backwards facing copycat stair with the lime smoke box, and then grab our pressure plate, place that on top of that guy, and fill it in with the smoke box so it kind of gives a little bit of a puff to the top of it there. You know, just a little bit of an extra added little snippet of detail, if you will. And now we are basically almost done with our Henry. What we want to do next is we're going to grab the black local metal, and we're going to grab an oil burner smokestack. So our black local metal smoke box we're going to place on the front right there twice, so that Henry's smoke box kind of hangs out just a little bit. Then we're going to replace that back black one like that, so they connect like so. We're going to place a copycat slab on top. And then one thing I do is I remove this, crouch and click. That's the best way to do that. Otherwise, you're going to have a heck of a time trying to fill that in. Alright, we're going to stand in the front of Henry, and we're going to place down our smoke boxes. We're going to go on either side, place down our side copycats, click them until they face the appropriate directions. Oh my god, and then pass it twice. You know, why not? You know, be cool like me, pass it twice. The real ones pass twice. There you go. Alright. We're gonna place down our smoke box, or I'm sorry, our smoke stack, like that. Alright, and basically our Henry is done. Essentially, you could leave him like that, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a row of our copycat half panels down along the side here, and that is going to fill in the edges and kind of just bring things together, make things look a little bit better. Alright, now we filled in our copycat half panels, and that gives us a nice unique shape to Henry. And our last couple of things that we're going to do are add in our couplers and our buffers, place down our dies. We're going to place down a couple of Why isn't that letting me do that? It let me do it there on that guy, but it's not letting me do it here. Oh, because I'm clicking on the wrong spot. Jeez. Alright, so you click on the... Oh my goodness. Click on these side blocks like so to place down your little decoration details. Place down a couple of supports to make it look like there's a couple of lamps. And then on my railroad there are whatever these little side things are called. I've just been doing it for all of them because I like it. And there we go. That is how you build RWS Henry, or Real World Series Henry. So if you're curious, how do I go ahead and make old shape versus new shape Henry? Let me go ahead and show you how to do that. What I want to do is just replace that like that because I really like that idea. Let me just actually take a second here to tell you how I do these builds. What I do is I place down two Henry, or I place down one that I've already built, and then I build alongside of it. That way I can make sure I'm not missing anything. Like right now I'm noticing that I forgot to add the piston covers on either side there, and that was also why we placed down the full blocks in there so that the piston covers would just fit right on super easily. But yeah, so what I do is I always keep the one that I built originally and I get rid of the copy that I built. So what I just did there was me liking what I did on the build the tutorial version. So I'm changing my version to match the tutorial version because I really like how that looks like that. All right, Editor Bubby here. Once again, I forgot to showcase the gluing, but I've always just assumed that you guys knew that you had to glue your locomotives when you're done. But so let's go ahead and just show you how to glue this particular Henry. We're gonna place a block there on the corner, and then we're gonna place a block here so that it attaches to this slice like that. We're gonna run our glue from that block to that block to connect the front engine for Henry. Remove your two blocks and then replace your slice if you chose to add the slices. To glue the tender, place a block on that corner there and place a block on that corner there. Stick your glue on those temporary blocks and then just remove your blocks and you have Henry. There you go. Now you know. But yes, how do I make old shape versus new shape Henry? So you're going to do a couple of modifications here. You're going to take out these sets of copycat bytes. Grab yourself the lime/slashed local metal like so. Take out those copycat panels on either side. And you're going to grab yourself a copycat layer. And you'll click down those layers 6 times. And then fill those in with the lime local metal. And that's how you build your old shape versus new shape Henry. I think that actually looks pretty cool, and we're going to utilize this technique in one of our in our next build, our upcoming episode next Saturday. And you can probably guess who is going to utilize this particular shaping as well. But yeah, that is how to build, I guess now, old shape and new shape Henry. Perfect. So if you wouldn't mind giving me a like on the video, if you liked the video, comment, subscribe, share, all the stuff. Dislike the video if you disliked it. Let me know what you think I could do differently. I am still learning how to do this. You know, again, I did not build this originally myself. I took the idea from my friend Teacup and I expanded upon it and made it look like Henry from Thomas and Friends. So again, a huge thank you to Teacup. I bow to you, sir. You are amazing, and I wish everybody a great rest of their Saturday. I'll talk to you later. Okay, love you. Bye!